Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Gruber Wired. I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and yes, welcome once again.
Well, here we are.
Halloween's tomorrow, man.
I know. Last year, our podcast fell on Halloween, so we did Gruber Weird.
Yeah, that was weird. It was definitely a weird time.
Well, we still get in the spirit a little bit. We got our backdrop going.
Yeah, so what are you doing for Halloween tomorrow, man?
Absolutely nothing.
No, you're just going to chill, pass out some candy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Very
Watch
cool.
the World Series. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Watch the Dodgers
So go Dodgers,
lose.
huh? No?
Lose. Yeah. I don't know of anybody who's rooting for the Well, I know one person that's rooting for the Dodgers.
Yeah, Aaron back there.
No, not Aaron.
That's a definite no.
Yeah, that's a hard no for most people, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dodger fans, but you earned it.
Yeah, right? So, I hope everyone stays safe tomorrow if you're out trick-or-treating and enjoy the weather here. It's going to be beautiful. Should be probably mid-80s tomorrow night. Be able to run around with the kiddos.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be in the 70s and 60s by the time.
So, it'll be nice.
Yeah,
nice
it's going to be
night out.
beautiful. Yep, we love it. This is our time of year.
Yeah, if it stayed like this all
wearing
year
my
round.
hoodies by faith until it's actually cold enough to wear them.
This guy in the hoodie.
Yeah. Got to do it.
That you do.
All right. So, what do we got going on,
Fun
John?
stuff today. We're going to be talking about the government shutdown because it's affecting almost everyone out there.
Yeah.
I mean, like it, love it. It is what it is.
The Schumur shutdown.
Well, you can call it what you want to call it, but
Why, are you afraid? Are you?
no, not
Okay.
afraid. There's
All
just it's one of these things where, man, we just got to come together and meet in the middle and get this done.
There's no meeting in the middle. We offered to put forward the continuing resolution, which is the money that's already been agreed to continue the spending at the levels agreed to.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's time to come to a consensus and get through this.
They're going to negotiate with a gun to their head?
No,
No.
not going to happen. But in the meantime, what we are seeing, though, is some interesting things going on out there in regards to the shutdown and how it affects, technology sector.
Right. True. Should I have said pew pew and not gun?
Pew pew. Get your pew pew. But anyway, one thing that we're going to do here, and this is going to be taking effect starting on the 1st, is the SNAP program is going to be, pretty much cut back, right?
Well, it's going to be, there's no money for it until the shutdown ends. So it's, Jesse, just so you know, the bottom of it where the new comments appear is like way too low. It needs to be like higher. You can like reduce that window a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, there's going to be a lot of people that do rely on that assistance, not only for food, but for some other household items and goods.
Right.
And, we want to do our part to help out. Yeah,
so you came up with a great idea, and I think we have a picture one.
Yeah, if you want to pull that up there for us. What we are going to do here at Gruber is we are going to help out our community by having a donation drive.
There you go.
Yep. We're calling this Communicate Compassion.
Which is a great title.
It is, and it's something that goes across all boards. Doesn't matter who you are, big, small, left, right. A little bit more compassion out there will go a long ways.
Well, it's the holiday season anyway, so the need is a little bit accelerated because of the shutdown, but something that lots of companies should be doing. Just got to get back to the community.
So you can see right there, starting here on November 3rd through the 17th, we're going to be collecting non-perishable food items, clothing, children's toys, cash donations, and then we are going to be submitting this over to St. Mary's Food Bank.
There you go. Well, I think it's great. I think, I like the timing of it. I think, and I know our people in our company have big hearts, so
we do.
I'm sure it's going to be an overwhelming success.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Brandon. He just came to us earlier today and said, hey, I've got about 10 bags of children's clothing I'd like to donate. So he's bringing that in tomorrow.
Wow.
And you know what? My wife and I want to take a moment and donate. So, Mark, here's $100 to start us off.
There we go.
Put that in the donation kit. It's real.
I'm not going to put it in the bin.
No, don't put it in the bin, but
Okay.
we'll put that up so that make sure it gets over to St. Mary's there.
There you
But
go.
yeah, we just want to make sure that we do our part to help out. And I think if we can all come together as a community, reach out, say hello to your neighbor. And don't forget, sometimes it's not about donating money or food. Maybe it's simply donating some time.
There you go.
Donating, your experience to somebody else. We all have a need out there.
Right. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to serve. So, I mean, there are people who might not have the money to be able to be, generous with things, but they can give of their time.
Yeah.
And it's whatever. It takes everything to get the job done.
So yeah, reach out and shake your neighbor's hand. It goes a long ways.
Yep. Hey, Highlander.
Highlander, how you doing today, buddy?
He says, communicate compassion and kindness.
And remember, kindness is always free.
It's always free.
Always. But yeah, so if you out there would like to help out at all and you're watching the show, feel free to reach out to wired@gruber.com. Send us an email.
Yeah.
Give us some contact information and we'll be able to take it from there and get in contact with you. And we'd appreciate all sorts of donations here in order to help out our community.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, again, I just have no doubt that this is going to be a super successful venture, and we're going to be able to have some impact.
Yeah. This will be fun. And I think what we'll do is once we get the box truck filled up with all our donations and head down there, we'll do some filming of that and be able to come back and share with you, our experience of going through the whole process of these donations.
That's great. Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I'll get out my GoPro and we'll record it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So
Cool. So back to the shutdown.
back to the shutdowns.
So we're going to talk about, some of the effect that it has in different segments of the government, right? And what we're looking at.
And it reaches all the way out to our communities. The first one, if you want to pull up picture number one, first here is the Federal Communications Commission. There's been a lot of reduction in staff right now that have been furloughed from this. So you see a lot of things taking place as far as delayed approvals.
Right.
Limited reporting systems. That just, come on, this is the FCC, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, they took the staff down from 1,476 to 171.
Wow. Yeah, so you can obviously know when you take your staff down like that, you're going to have some problems, especially around the communication side of things, because that's what we're doing here and talking about.
I know. You never know. It might just be a building full of bureaucrats. I have no idea. I mean, Elon Musk took Tesla down by 80%, right? Isn't that right, Jesse? Something like 80% reduction in staff. Not Tesla, X, Twitter.
X did, yeah.
Yep.
And then I heard a lot of other Amazons are reducing about 30,000 jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, we're starting to see this across the nation. These companies are starting to feel the effect, I guess, of, long-term degradation.
Right. And, I mean, some of it has to do with AI. Some of it has to do with, robotics and tech. People, there are some jobs that, there is more efficiently done by automation.
Yeah.
So you see that, across sectors,
There
which
will
is
be some of that. You can see some of that alleviation because of that, and some of the middle management, I think, will be come into play with AI.
right.
Another thing we notice here, broadband access and the digital divide. As of February 8, 2024, the Affordable Connectivity Program, ACP, had 23,200
million.
23 million, about 23 million households enrolled. This shutdown has delayed funding to that. So they usually provide about a $30 a month broadband subsidy in low-income housing. So there could be some people out there going through this pain of having issues with being able to get connectivity, you know, in their daily lives to their home, which in case we all work off of that, right? Even your cell phone.
Right. That's $1 billion a month, ladies and gentlemen, for internet
It's really
connectivity.
that much, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's, you look at some of the, I mean, I know it's not an example of everybody, but, we're looking at, I was watching a TikTok and this lady was on there complaining that her SNAP benefits are going to be gone. And she's got 6 kids and she's complaining. $4,300 a month she gets in SNAP benefits. Now, I don't know how anybody can shop for $4,300 worth of food, let alone eat it in a month.
Right.
Right.
Well, we know that there's going to be some of this in this. You know what I mean? Every program you have out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have people at this end. They're just kind of taking from the system and using the system. And you have people that really are in need.
I agree. I think that, you take a program that's good and then you, can I say, democratize it?
Here we go.
And then it goes from a good program to a gravy train, for people who want to abuse the system.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good people out there that do need the assistance.
I don't doubt it. I mean, when I was first starting to work back in the olden days, so we're talking about the 80s, right? Unemployment benefits were, I think, 4 weeks, 6 weeks at the most. And it was a fraction of what you made. It was meant to kind of be get back to work. Here's a little money to help. But people have turned the public trough into an art form.
Sure.
I mean, there was another lady who was on there who was bragging that she was paying rent-controlled $50 a month for her apartment in, I think it was New York. And people found her and complained, and she lost her
benefit.
Yeah.
Highlander says that this affected your government contracts that were already in negotiation. I believe all government contracts got suspended at this point in time, not completely, out of the picture, but just got put on hold.
Yeah, I don't know if they're suspended, but they sure are delayed.
Yeah, delayed by quite a bit.
Yeah. Yep.
The next one, which gets me, if you want to pull up picture number 2, Jesse, you might chime in here, but cybersecurity. This one kind of blew me away a little bit because it's amazing what's taking place here. It says during the current U.S. federal government shutdown, which began October 1st of 2025, cybersecurity monitoring firm Media Trust estimates that cyber attacks against the federal agencies have increased by approximately 85%.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, chime in here for a minute because I know you're kind of like this type of stuff. So, if cybersecurity increased by 85%, but yet we furloughed much of the people in that organization, is this just the furloughed people aren't catching the cybersecurity attacks that are taking place, or is this an uptick in cyber attacks?
I mean, it's going to be both. The reason that the attacks are increasing is because they know there's no staff. So it's a combination of both. But I mean, we're under cyber attack regularly by everybody.
Oh, I'm sure.
Even here at Gruber, under our regular firewall, we get tens of thousands per quarter of rejected hits to our website. So we use geo-blocking to block certain countries entirely that are known for spamming and hacking attempts, and we use multiple different firewalls, and we use a CDN. We have a ton of different things just for our, business website. Now expand that to the federal government scale.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure it's massive.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if there are, a lot of furloughs taking place in that particular sector, just because I don't see anything noted here, because it's national security. So anything military, national security, those are in place. Air traffic controllers, they're having to do, blue outs or call in sick.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to report to work.
The military too, though, isn't it? Because I don't know. This was even like 2 weeks ago. I saw there. I think it was in Georgia, maybe. I forget where it was. Somewhere on the East Coast, toward the South, where there was a food bank that was featured in the news, and they usually get military people coming there every so often, but not like it was showing on the news. They're like lines, hundreds and hundreds of people long that they had never experienced before, and now they were running out of food by like 9 or 10 in the morning instead of it lasting the whole day.
That's
because
wild.
The military was hit, apparently, the soldiers.
Yeah, I was telling you yesterday when we were talking about where the donations would go, that it was on the morning news about St. Mary's Food Bank, and they've experienced a 20% increase or 21% increase so far just this last week.
So just anticipating that this was going to take place, people were getting out and already looking.
Right.
To,
Yeah, I mean, benefits they got their October benefits, so they're not short yet. This is like the toilet paper run and, you know, other stuff where people are panicking that they're not going to be able to, so they...
Sure.
Mark, did you see on the airport across from us, because we're right by the Deer Valley Airport,
Right.
on the way home yesterday, as I was stopped at the stoplight right by the Deer Valley Airport, there was a guy hanging up a sign that said free pancake breakfast for veterans. So there's places that are trying to account for it, but as far as I know, the veterans are getting hammered by this badly.
Are they?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I mean, it shouldn't be that way. I'm sorry. Someone goes out there and they dedicate their service to, you know, us as a community. Man, they should be on top of that list.
Yep.
That's just me. No, a lot of people are going to hurt from this. We know it. So, you know, like I said before, coming together as a community, which is something that needs to happen. I don't care who you are. Take the D off the front of your name. Take the R. Take the I off for a moment and say, listen, we need to reach out to each other and do what we can to help each other get through this.
Yeah.
The political atmosphere will change. There will be a resolution at some point in time. What that's going to be, I don't know.
No.
But it's a matter of when. Okay, do we have time to wait this out? I mean, holidays are coming up.
We're about to hit his record. I saw something on Twitter earlier where I think we're 5 days away from Trump's previous record for longest shutdown ever in the last, 10 presidents.
Yeah, but this comes at a kind of a crucial time, right? I mean, we got Thanksgiving coming up in a few weeks, and then we're right into the holiday season.
Yeah.
So, you know, and granted, I know we always like to give at this time of year when it's needed all year round, but now's a point in time where we can come out and get ahead of this and help people out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't hurt to give at the end of the day. It's, you know, the right thing to do. And, you know, I believe in organizations like food banks. You know, there's some churches that do the same type of thing where they, you know, collect food and have pantries at churches and things like that. So I much prefer those types of dependent benefits, entitlements get cut and money get funneled to organizations who will then provide nutritional food instead of handing somebody a check and letting them go buy their Twinkies and Ho-Hos,
right?
You know, instead of buying the necessities, right?
Sure.
I think that's really how the program needs to be reformed, because right now there are really no controls. You know, people go and fill up their baskets with junk, and you know, that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of these programs is to keep people from going hungry, not for them to not feel like it's different than if you work. If there's no difference between working and not, what's the incentive to actually go out there and do it when you have your own money versus spending taxpayer money?
Well, how much of this actually comes down to where we're at in today's society? I remember a time of my parents talking about what it really took to make it happen when they didn't have a lot. Families lived together in the same area.
Right.
They provided for each other. You didn't have the technology we had today.
Right.
You know, you didn't have things like cell phones and all this. So it seems like to be poverty in America today is at this level where, you know, 7,500 years ago it was at this level. I mean, that has raised the bar, but we don't have to live up here, right?
Right.
It's not necessarily a necessity to have the best cell phone. I see a necessity to have communication,
Right.
But you don't have to go out there and have the newest iPhone,
Right.
You know,
Right.
So it's a lot of this is choices we're making.
Exactly. That's a great example. I mean, we, you know, our parents grew up where they might have had multi-generational households.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they might have had, you know, to rely on public transportation rather than having a car.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's so many different things, so many different ways where cost of living can be controlled if you're not able to afford things. But we have a habit now, society. It's consumerism, and everybody. And look, there's nothing wrong with it, but when you're using other people's money and not your money, it's then there's something wrong with it. That's
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I do. Okay, next let's take a look at air traffic control centers. That's going to be picture number 3. Well, that's the ports. We can talk about ports since we have that up. That's Los Angeles port. Ports have been affected, because ships bring all sorts of products back and forth between countries and so forth. Well, being shut down, a lot of these ports the workers have been furloughed from.
Yeah.
And so it's not that the boats aren't arriving. It just takes much longer to process.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, again, there's ripple effects in every part of America right now. And, whether it's in, health inspectors, meat inspectors, poultry, all sorts of things, housing permits, all of the different government things, right? That they do. We talk about economic reporting, not even knowing where we are because they can't gather the data to tell us, where we are on things. I do know eggs are way down. I was at Costco and got
eggs,
2 dozen eggs for less than $4.
They're not bad.
No,
Yeah.
I mean that's back to normal. So all of you people who were, less than a year ago yelling about, oh, I thought he was going to lower the price of eggs immediately. Okay, it's lowered.
Well, there's your point, though. There is a ripple effect, so it does take some time.
It does take time to cycle through.
What we're seeing with this shutdown and seeing all these, these affected areas, whether it's the ports or, airports, security, SNAP, unfortunately, that ripple effect's going to be showing itself for the next 3 to 4 months, right?
Yeah.
So what's taking place today, it's not instantaneous. We open things back up tomorrow and everything's back to where it was.
Right.
So that's why, we're talking about this because you might see the effects. They could open up tonight.
Right.
And you still might feel that pain over the next, course of 4 to 8 weeks.
Well, it's kind of like, gas prices. Now, in Arizona, we got to do something about this situation. I've talked to my legislator friends, but we need to be getting our gas from Texas, not California, because our prices don't reflect as much of the experience the rest of the nation is. But there's sub $2 a gallon gas going on in the Southeast, and gas prices are coming down, which means transportation costs come down, which means the cost of goods comes down. That depends on transportation.
Well, it depends across the way. This morning I passed a station over by where I live, and it was at $3.05 a gallon.
Yeah.
But then when I pulled down here coming into work, it was $3.51 a gallon. So that's quite a difference over a factor of 8 miles.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I think because for those of you who don't know, we have a pipeline that runs here from California, and so that's how a lot of our gas is delivered.
Yeah.
And I think we need to hook up with some Texas refineries.
Yeah, why
and
not?
get those prices down.
Highlander says, I have to go to my local VA clinic tomorrow. I guess I'll find out if it's been affected. I already know better than try better to just show up and find out the truth. Good point. Well, I hope it goes well for you. I hope that it's not affected by this. I hope you can get in and get your needs taken care of and get that all addressed.
Yeah. Be interesting to hear what the experience is right now.
Yeah, if you have any sort of experience on it, let us know. Shoot us an email there, Highlander. We'd like to know what's going on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, and the other big thing, and I bring this up, is the air traffic control system, right?
Right.
There's a lot of furloughs going on there, and I'm bringing this up because we're almost to the busiest, flight season over the next few months.
Right.
If this continues on through the Thanksgiving holiday, I'm curious to see how many people actually travel. I don't know. I'm a little bit kind of like, would I go if I know that there's a lot of things going on up there in that radar tower? Don't know. We haven't seen any, implications or, thank God, no accidents or anything like that so far. But it would be curious to see, do I want to sit there and are things going to be delayed? We've already had so many delays taking place.
Well, they're not furloughed, though. They're fully staffed. It's just that people call in sick.
Yeah,
right.
They call in sick. That's a good way to put it.
So it is what it is. I mean, it's on them. I understand. This is not a situation where they're not going to get paid. They're just not being paid right now.
Correct.
There's a big difference.
Well, and
There's a huge difference.
There is. I understand that,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of people out there that live paycheck to paychecks. How many paychecks can you go not being paid before you start having issues with being able to pay your mortgage or your rent, being able to put food on your table, take care of your family?
Yeah.
I was reading an article last night, that there's been a few air traffic controllers out of Teterboro that have gone to Uber driving.
Yeah.
To make up for it. So they're doing their air traffic control, and then the offside, they're using, driving for Uber to compensate for the loss of income.
Yeah. I mean, I can feel for them, absolutely, and I understand, that's when you, hopefully, I mean, everybody, since I was young, has said, ideally, your savings should equal 3 times your monthly salary, because that's, if you can handle a blip like that, it's good. It's smart to have that as a backstop. And a lot of these guys are on, have government 401ks and pension plans and all that kind of stuff. So, it might take some creativity to work through it, but they're highly compensated people. I mean,
I know.
It's not, and the little blue flu stuff started, a week into it, which is not acceptable to me. It's just not. That's not how you do things. I get it. Their paycheck's deferred. Doesn't mean they're not getting paid. So, hopefully you have a little more character, let's just say, and do your job, especially since it's a safety critical position, and, rise up and rise above it and just
work through it.
Things will happen when they happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Highlander says in Toledo, the average gas price is $2.70 a gallon.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah, holy Toledo, Batman.
That's 10% less than us on our lowest number, so that's pretty good. Yeah. Like I said, I saw some charts the other day for the Southeast that were sub $2 gas. That's pretty impressive. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that. Yeah. So we're going to see some, I think long term, we're going to see some good things happen.
It's going to be a short-term hurt,
Yeah.
I do honestly believe that this will resolve itself here shortly.
Yeah.
I don't see this government shutdown taking, months, if not into next year.
Well, I just found something here because I wanted to verify the back pay.
Yeah.
So if you're an accepted employee, it says, you're furloughed, meaning you don't have to work. Oh, I'm sorry. The not accepted employees are furloughed. They don't have to work, and they will receive back pay when they're not furloughed anymore.
Okay.
But the accepted employees, like air traffic controllers, they have to work right now, even though they're not being paid. And they should get their back pay once it's reinstated. But they're still having to do their full shifts and not pay their rent.
Right. I don't think the furloughed employees should get paid. I think if you're working your job, if you have to be there, you should be paid the back pay once. Mm-hmm. But I don't think if you get furloughed, I don't think, because all that means is the government is paying for services not rendered. Then these people are staying at home, not doing their job, and we're paying for it.
Not by none of their fault, though. I mean,
true, but but it's still money that's going out the door for no services rendered. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the compassion side of things, but I think that at the end of the day, it's what's to prevent people from shutting down the government by design, knowing that people get a 30-day vacation.
Well, isn't it kind of shut down by design to begin with? I mean, honestly.
Well,
look at it. They had all this time to figure it out, and they push and push and push. They knew this was coming. It's not like it was just last minute. Oh, by the way, we're going to shut down tomorrow. Yeah. It was done by design. At least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Well, I just think it. If it all it turns into is a 30-day paid vacation, I think that's terrible. I think that, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the other side of that fence and say it's not that person's fault that this took place.
It's certainly not.
I could see both sides of that.
But businesses do it all the time. You know what I mean? The government, just because it's somebody else's money, just because it's taxpayer dollars, doesn't mean that, you know, economic principles shouldn't apply. You know, just because they can print the money, right? I mean, anyway, that's frustrating.
I know, that's a whole... You could go on that for days.
Yeah, probably.
Well, either way, I mean, it's an inconvenience for a lot of people having the government shut down.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see some of the ripple effects around for a while. It's going to take some time to work through. We're going to hurt for a little bit. But to offset that hurt, that's where we come together. We start to work together. We show that compassion we're talking about.
Right.
That's what will get us through this.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're, I don't think we're in horrible shape, and 30 days is 30 days. I mean, it's not the end of the world. So I think something will come about pretty soon. I don't know who's going to break, but I know who should break.
Yeah, I think we know. Yeah, we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to address, because this is already starting to happen out there, and if there's any way to get just the simple message through is, man, remember, there's no need to go out and loot your local community just to get some food.
Right.
Don't be afraid to go out and ask, knock on some doors, talk to your neighbor. If you need assistance is out there, but you just need to find the right avenues to go and get it.
There are plenty of NGOs and churches and things like that have this type of thing set up. There's no reason to resort to desperate moves. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we've reached the end of our time. John, you're going on a cruise.
Here shortly, yeah.
You need to bring your floaties.
Weeks. Take my floaties.
That was from Bob. Bob said to remind you to take your floaties. But you're taking tomorrow off. Your dad's in town. We had him here last week.
We did, yeah. We're going to spend Halloween together. We're going to decorate tomorrow and get ready to pass out some candy to the kids and have some fun. We got a bunch of family coming over. It's going to be a great time.
Very cool.
And then Saturday, since we did Halloween, we're going to put all the Halloween stuff away. And I'm not going to see him for the rest of the holiday season. So we are going to start by decorating our house for Christmas on Saturday. Yes, it's early, but we're putting up the tree.
But the parents are here.
That. And the parents are here, so it's going to be a nice big family affair.
That's awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Take lots of pictures.
I will. Yeah.
All right. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this podcast. We're here because you're here. Reminder, this weekend is daylight savings time ends. So we will be 2 hours different from the East Coast and 1 hour ahead of California and the West Coast. So adjust your time. We're still 3 o'clock Arizona time every Thursday. Want to give a shout out, happy 30th birthday to my son Richard. We're happy that it makes me feel old.
He's halfway to 60.
I know.
Yeah,
that's
you're old, dude.
I know, man. He's halfway to me. But the kids do that.
I know.
They tend to get old. So anyway, we appreciate you being here. So for now, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson. I want to leave you with this. Next week, we're going to have Ty from McDermott Design on.
Yes.
So please join us next week. It's going to be fun.
One of our favorite guests.
Yeah, he's a really fun guy.
All right. Have a safe Halloween.